Hey there, and welcome to Down Payment Assitance, your 101 crash course. My name is Michael Anthony St.Claire, and I'm a 10-year mortgage professional. I've been servicing the greater Orlando area for the majority of my career. And I wanted to share with you guys not exactly the mortgage right off the bat. Let's talk about how we're going to talk about this course in a nutshell. Have you ever gone on a flight before? And typically you have a flight attendant, stewardess, who's going to give you a couple crash course instructions in the event that there's an emergency or even a crash, God forbid, but even if there's a crash. They give you a crash course as far as what you're going to need to survive this, or at least to prevent any major injuries to either yourself or your loved ones. And if you guys are getting the picture by now, I want to illustrate exactly that. Is this webinar is going to be a crash course as far as how to simply apply and utilize a down payment assistance for you and your family, and to determine if it is right for you and your family. So let's just jump right into it, if you will. Who is this program for? Now, first, all down payment assistance loans are for primary residence only. These are only nonprofit loans that are offered by the state, and each county offers different type of limitations and thresholds. These programs are best for any type of first-time home buyer. Buyers are also existing renters who have leases that are coming up in the next 3 to 6 months, or who are those who are looking for a game plan for when their lease is due. This is also a great program for broker owners and their real estate teams, as down payment assistance programs allow many millennial buyers to get quickly qualified and make strong offers. It should be noted that owning a home, there are tons and tons of risks that are involved. Enough information that goes beyond just an interest rate and closing costs. Without knowing all the pros and the cons that are involved, you may find out that you could be applying for the wrong home mortgage. So down payment assistance is for anyone that is taking home ownership seriously. As we continue to find out more details and if down payment assistance is right for you, let's check out what's next. Now, in Florida, there are roughly about 67 different counties. And the reason I want to point that out is because before you dive into a down payment assistance program, you need to know that there are roughly about 2,400 different down payment assistance programs that are out there. So each county, if it offers that product or program, it's going to have different limitations. So it's very, very important that, one, when you're shopping for this product or program, you speak with the financial institution to make sure that they even offer this program and or product. And if they do, to make sure that their company is within compliance with the credentials and the certificates to offer these programs. See, even though there's 2,400 different types of these products out there in the state of Florida, each vendor, that being a financial institution, they have to do their own due diligence just to be able to offer this product, which means they have to further their education, and on an operations perspective, they have to set up all their compliance and documentations to reflect accurately, so you as a buyer, you are being disclosed true and right information. Now, that may seem very simple to some, but it does require a lot of legwork, so this is why not all lenders offer this product and program. But when you do find them, here are some things you want to know in advance so that you know that the lender is not in control of these, and you as the buyer, you're within all the control of knowing what the products, nooks and crannies, if you will, are going to be able benefiting you or holding you back. So as we mentioned, Florida has roughly about 67 different counties, and each county offers different limitations in regards to loan amount size, meaning the loan can only be a certain limit. If it exceeds that amount, you couldn't borrow any more against that amount, meaning you as a buyer would have to come out of pocket cash to pay for these things. Each county also offers different income thresholds, something that you want to pay attention to, because when it comes to the income, or at least these programs, you can't make too much money. An example of that would be, I know in the greater Orlando area, Orange County, and maybe even some Osceola County areas, the max income threshold is $81,000. So typically what I would express to a first-time home buyer who's looking to take advantage of a down payment assistance program would be, do you make more than $81,000 per year? Now, that question needs to be explored upon a little bit more in depth. And what I mean by that, it has to do with the individuals that are going to be in the household. So to give an example of that, let's say it's a husband and wife, and maybe just the husband or maybe just the wife are applying for the home mortgage, and they're wanting to utilize a down payment assistance. If their spouse is not on the mortgage, we still do need to consider what their income is, because their income combined with the spouse, if it exceeds $81,000 in the Orange County area, then they would make too much money for the down payment assistance program. How is that income calculated? It's based on current income, not your previous years, as far as 2016 and 2015 at the time of this recording. There's some also good information that's out there that you guys need to know about credit score requirements. All of them are pretty much set the same as far as down payment assistance, as far as what's needed, as far as the score number. That would be 640. If you're a 640 and above on your credit score, then you're going to be in a good shape for down payment assistance. Getting a first-time homebuyer certificate, this is pretty big because there are some classes that are out there where first-time homebuyers would have to drive to, and there are some seminars that provide a lot of benefit to you. For me personally, I think with the technology in today's day and age, first-time homebuyers can take advantage of getting the same information online where it is for free, and it takes anywhere from 30 minutes to maybe about an hour. And one of the good things about it is you can do it at your own leisure. So a first-time homebuyer certificate is a requirement for all and any down payment assistance programs. Very easy to use and very resourceful for first-time homebuyers. And then ultimately, on all down payment assistance products, it can be attached to programs, and those are your FHA, your VA, and your USDA type of programs. Just remember, everything is based on the county that you're applying in. So definitely check in with your financial institution and make sure that the county you're applying in fits all those parameters, fits all the different type of program parameters, and that you're not going to have any bumps along the way. Now you're probably asking yourself, can I be approved for this program? Now this program does have a lot of moving parts and does have a lot of pieces, but that shouldn't ever be discouraging if someone is looking to qualify for it. In fact, it's actually quite easy to do so. You can actually basically guarantee your own approval for a down payment assistance. And I'm going to give you guys a peek on how to do that. The very first step that you want to do, as you've heard me say time over time in this quick webinar, is to contact your local lender to identify that they can offer down payment assistance programs. There are tons of them that are out there, but if they're offering it, it's because they have experience of closing them. There are some good key questions to ask them. One of them would be the income limitations and the amount of assistance that you can be offered for that program. Once you identify that that program can and will work for you, you want to go ahead and apply with that lender. I would not go ahead and apply with 3, 4, 5 different lenders, all for the same program or product. Unless you're going for different types of down payment assistance, they're relatively the same. So lenders don't have a whole lot of control when it comes to changing the credit score requirements and or changing the interest rate qualification amounts. So once you identify the lender that you feel most comfortable with, you want to go ahead and apply with them so they can start reviewing your application. After your application has been reviewed with your financial institution, you're going to want to provide certain documentation that supports that application. Documentations like W-2s, tax returns, pay stubs. A quick note on down payment assistance, you will need 3 years of your tax returns. So if you have not filed your tax returns, be sure to do this before applying, because this is something that's going to hold you up in making offers and or ultimately suspending your file, which would delay a closing. That's not a good sign. But if you have this completed and you have to submit all your financial documentation, your financial institution should be advising you to complete your first-time homebuyer certificate because at this point you are qualified for a down payment assistance program. You're going online or going to one of the courses that they're holding to complete an online certificate. You're receiving it and providing it to them. Once they receive this letter from you, you should be getting in exchange a pre-approval letter where you can provide it to your realtor of choice and or a seller to let them know that you are a serious buyer and your funds will be accounted for. Sounds pretty easy, right? Well, guys, it's that simple. Imagine that you're 3 to 6 months away from your lease being up, and or maybe you need a game plan to get into home ownership for you. Now you have a 5-step process on how to game plan when and where you're going to be for your new home. One thing that's worth mentioning, at least in the greater Orlando area, owning a home is cheaper. In fact, it's 16% cheaper to own a home than it is to pay rent. So depending on where you are and where you want to live, I have personally helped hundreds of first-time home buyers purchasing homes for 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. I've even seen 5-bedroom homes ranging anywhere from $165,000 up to $210,000, and using a down payment assistance program, you're bringing less than 2 months of rent and a security deposit to closing. If you can do that on your new rental versus owning, then more power to you. But these are one of the reasons why owning is so much more powerful than renting. Now, without much further ado, I wanted to make this short and sweet for you guys. And if you wanted to know more information on how to get started, go ahead and pause your screen, get some of my contact information that you see in front of you here. My info is direct. You can even shoot me a quick email with any concerns or scenarios that you may have, and I'll be happy to illustrate if down payment assistance is right for you. There's no payment or fee for this type of consultation. It is our due diligence and fiduciary duty to make sure that we help you get to a better place. I hope you guys enjoyed this information, and if you know of anyone, or if you have a friend or relative that is struggling or wanting to get into the home of their dreams, but maybe cash flow or additional down payment monies is an issue, please share this content with them. As I mentioned before, we have a fiduciary duty to want to help and assist those who want to change their lives and get to a better place. Hope you guys enjoyed this information. Thank you so much for the opportunity. We'll talk to you soon.